Battle Hymn of the Republic. Julia Ward Howe wrote it, and it became an anthem for the Union during the Civil War. $5 was all she was paid by the Atlantic Monthly magazine for her poem, The Battle Hymn of the Republic, published February 1st, 1862. The song became Abraham Lincoln's favorite song, and it was the Union Army's theme song. The author of it was Julia Ward Howe. She was the daughter of a Wall Street banker and the wife of Dr. Samuel Gridley Howe. He was the director of a school for the blind in Boston, which grew into the famous Perkins Institute. Julia Ward Howe and her husband entertained John Brown in their home. He became a lightning rod for the abolitionist movement prior to the Civil War. And they published anti-slavery journal under the name Commonwealth. In 1861, Julia Ward Howe traveled to Washington, D.C. And while she was there, she saw the city teeming and bustling with military and horses galloping all around and innumerable campfires burning at nighttime. Julia Ward Howe wrote, "I went to bed that night, as usual, and slept, according to my wont, quite soundly. I awoke in the gray of the morning twilight. And as I lay waiting for the dawn, the long lines of the desired poem began to twine themselves in my mind. Having thought out all of the stanzas, I said to myself, I must get up and write these verses down, lest I fall asleep again and forget them. So with a sudden effort, I sprang out of bed and found in the dimness an old stump of a pen, which I remembered to have used the day before. I scrawled out the verses almost without looking at the paper. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He has loosed the fateful lightning of his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on." Well, that song had a tremendous impact. So profound was the effect that years later, even Theodore Roosevelt dedicated a book to her. Roosevelt's book was Fear God and Take Your Own Part, published in 1916. So Teddy Roosevelt said, "This book is dedicated to the memory of Julia Ward Howe, because in the vital matters fundamentally affecting the life of the Republic, she was as good a citizen of the Republic as Washington and Lincoln themselves. She was in the highest sense a good wife, a good mother. At the same time, she fulfilled her full duty to the Commonwealth. She preached that stern and lofty courage of soul, which shrinks neither from war nor suffering and hardships and danger. She embodies that trait more essential than any other in the makeup of the men and women of this republic, the valor of righteousness."